Hello, it's Antoine Williams, and this is the E-Nation YouTube channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my channel is basically just about I just make my opinion about stuff, and I'll be making videos about my opinions and experiences on different things. Today, all I've got is just a little concept that just a little thing that I've noticed on television. I watch a lot of television. I don't know about you, but I watch a lot of stuff on TV. And over the years, I've noticed one thing that really annoys me. The first thing I'll say, and this isn't about TV, this is just in general about things, is that people always tend to go for the same things sometimes. Like there's always, and what I call it is like the scorpion like effect basically. There's always the scorpion of something. Like with motorcycles in the US, I would say that Harley Davidsons are like the scorpion of motorcycles because everyone gets them. Everyone talks about them. It's the first thing people think of. When it comes to guns, like pistols, I would say that like a Smith and Wesson's like the scorpion of freaking pistols. Everyone buys one. Everyone knows it. Everyone like that's the first thing people think of. Is what everyone picks. And how this links into television is something that is like a pet peeve of mine that television keeps doing that aggravates me. Like there's been people that I've talked to or dated, and I've literally gone on rants, and they just get tired of me bringing it up every time it happens. But it happens so much they have to hear it all the time. Something that really annoys me is the scorpion of television would be actors who are acting like they're actors. The most annoying thing on television. And if you don't understand what I mean, I'll give an example. If you've ever heard of Big Bang Theory, okay, it's a very interesting show. I enjoy it. I'm in the middle of rewatching it now. Leonard, all them, they're all scientists or engineers, very interesting. They make very funny jokes that are very unique. It's a very innovative and clever show. But guess what Penny is? She's an aspiring actor. How in the world do the majority of Americans relate to that? They don't. It's just an annoying thing they always do. They always have. It's like an extremely self-centered and narcissistic like thing to think that like you're trying to be an actor or you're trying to be a director and people want to watch people act like they're doing that, like that somehow relates to them. I don't work as an actor. I do this fun little YouTube channel. I'm not an actor. The majority of people in the world aren't actors. The majority of people work normal jobs. When we watch television, like we want to enjoy it, not like we want things that we can relate to, that we like, that's fun. But so many shows always double down on like they always fall back. I feel like when their brain gets lazy or whatever, it's like the scorpion of TV, is that they'll be like, oh, it'd be fun. We could do a play. We could do a song. We could like my goal, like they'll have people on the show, and their whole goal in life is to be famous. The majority of people, that's not their main goal, and they also don't experience success in it, so they can't relate to it. So why does television keep pushing this down our throat? It's super annoying. Like by far, like I think I watched a show recently. Oh yeah, you know what show is horrible with this? A show that's very interesting on Netflix called Black Mirror. If you're not familiar with Black Mirror, what they usually do, which I enjoy, is they'll play out different scenarios with like different technology, like with complex technology, like technology that can like, read your mind, not read your mind, but it can like play your memories. It can like show you stuff that isn't real, stuff like that. Very interesting things, but Hollywood, they're so freaking like self-centered. They just can't think outside of the box. That they'll take that and incorporate it into celebrity stuff, and they'll make low-key points and stuff about being a celebrity. It's like no one cares. I'm sorry to freak out, but it's just annoying. It's annoying when they do that. And then, sorry, maybe this is why people don't like when I bring it up, because it just annoys the hell out of me. Like, how are you gonna make me sit there, like, so I'm thinking, oh, this is interesting, I'm gonna watch this, and then it ends up being all about you and your experience trying to make it as an actor. They just put out a new season. I didn't even know they put out a new season. I was gonna watch an old episode, but I went on there to watch an old episode, and I realized they had a new season of Black Mirror. I went in to watch an episode, and guess what it was? It was it was a perfect example of what I'm saying. They had an episode where it's about these people in a relationship, and they're pitching a show. I mean, no, well, they're directors, of course, because what else would they be? They can't just work a job like everyone else and be normal people, something that live in a world where, you know, there's technology and stuff. No, they have to be actors. I mean, they have to be celebrities or aspiring, successful people in entertainment. So they're trying to find something to pitch, and then they think of something, and they do it basically. Extremely boring. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had an interruption. Also lost my train of thought. But to restart what I was saying, basically, yeah, it's super annoying when they put that stuff in. Like, another situation I can think of, there's so many, but, a lot of things go off the rails because they just can't help but put that in. For example, the end of, it's called Hot Tub Time Machine, where it's like, okay, the whole movie was interesting in that there was a time machine, they could change history. But then, of course, they have to add in, he becomes super famous and has a bunch of money. And so, of course, you got to bring fame into it. You got to bring, like, that type of stuff into it. But, I got my train of thought back. Yeah, the Black Mirror episode was all about two directors pitching something. And it's like, do you guys constantly have to do this? Do you have to constantly, every episode has to be about that? And then, like, I enjoy Black Mirror because it's funny because the thing, I think that people in general, I would love it if people in general decided that we were going to complain about this, because then they would stop. Like, they think of good ideas, but that's always their fallback. Their fallback is always to just put aspects of their lives into it, and they need to look at, like, I believe they should look at I believe television would be better if they looked at their audience and what they go through and put that. I feel like either put that stuff in, or they put stuff in that people can relate to, or they put in new, interesting ideas. But some things just are done so much they just become worn out. And doing stuff where, like, someone becomes famous or someone's goals become famous and they either do or do not make it, or they make it then they lose, like, the fame. I think it's just like worn out, and it's annoying. Every time I see it on television, I'm always like, oh, here we go again. Like, it can be a perfectly good movie, then that starts up, and they start talking about acting terms, directing. Sometimes I wonder who these movies are even made for. Like, they're like so freaking narcissistic. They only think, what would I like? They don't think about the millions of people that are going to watch this. Another example I can think of is a movie that I hated. Like, I don't use that word lightly. I don't like to say that I hate anything. I didn't hate it. I just really disliked it. And the movie I disliked was called Nope. And that movie, I don't know what these people are talking. I don't know what people, because I looked at reviews of it after I watched it. People said they liked it. It was great. It was so interesting. I don't know, like, what's going through people's mind, what exactly they like about it, because to me the movie was awful. And one of the most annoying things about the movie is that they go on this long thing about, like, about people in acting and, like, what people expect from them and always trying to entertain. It's like, I don't care. I'm sorry to get annoyed again, but I don't care. Like, I don't care about your problems where you feel like you need to entertain people. If you don't like that, get another job. Like, you guys don't have an issue making all the money and feeling like you're better than other people. You don't have a problem with that part of it. But when it comes to, I have to entertain people, I have to, like, always be entertaining, I have to, like, work hard and do this. Yeah, we all have to do that unless we're, like, privileged. Like, unless you're a privileged person, yeah, you're going to have to work hard if you want anything. Like, I don't understand like, that movie, like, I'm sitting in the theater watching it and I'm like, this is so awful. I want to just get up and walk out. And that actor, he's on Black Mirror as well. That actor who in that movie, he's like he's darker than me. He's a horrible actor, and, like, he reminds me of, like, Keanu Reeves, where he just has no emotion. Everything he does is, like, with no emotion. It's not funny. It's not cute. I don't understand this new style. Like, I'm not saying he has to be super dramatic, but his face should at least change. Like, why do people like this? I'll never understand. But yeah, that's my biggest. There's so many. If you watch television, watch a few shows. Just go through a few episodes, and eventually they'll be putting on a play Like they'll be like, oh, we're gonna put on a play to raise money or blah 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 blah. It's always a play. Someone's always directing something. Someone's always pitching something. It's like they can't get out of their own lifestyle. They can't think about everyone else. If you're gonna make like that's what makes shows like The Office interesting. It's the episodes where they're just working and they're just normal people. And like the thing I find very insightful of that show is like how real characters feel when they're not always happy. They're annoyed with work, or like a lot of them have the same personality where they're just annoyed to be there. They just want to get over with. And it's funny how realistic that actually is. And like then these funny situations happen. And some of the worst episodes are the ones where they go back into their wheelhouse and do this acting stuff. Like when they make a movie, when the Office, like the people in the Office make a movie, it's like no one cares. Like, good for you, you're an actor. Like, how narcissistic can you be? You already have all the attention. Now you need to explain to us all like the whole process and all that. No one cares. Like, we have our own stuff we're going through. Oh yeah. But yeah, speaking of going through stuff, I've been a little busy lately. Sorry, I'm just checking something. But I've been a little busy lately. I've had a death in the family. My grandpa passed away, so I was busy with going to the wake, going to the funeral. I was there throughout the entire process of. It was not a very long, drawn out process, but it was a couple of weeks. Like it wasn't like, oh, I just found out he passed away. No, I found out he wasn't doing well, so I went to go see him, and it was definitely a surprising situation. When I seen him, it was kind of like end of life situation where couldn't really talk. Like, well, you could talk to him, he could understand, but he couldn't really talk back. And then I went over there on Father's Day, and I'd never experienced anything like this in my life. Like, we went in there, talked to him, gave him Father's Day cards, and then like 15 minutes after that, he passed away, which was amazing. And like I would have never expected that. Like being there, there's no when I left the room because we were sitting there talking to him, doing all this stuff. Then they said, "Oh, we have to give him medication." We left the room for a moment, and that was it. And they were leaving the room. I had no idea. Like, in the back of your mind, you always want to tell yourself, "Well, maybe they'll get better. Maybe it'll be okay." But nowhere in my mind was thinking it's going to happen right now as I'm here. And I'm very lucky that I was there for it, because I had just happened to decide, like, hey, I'm gonna, because I already stopped by once, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna stop by again. So I stopped by again, and I just happened to, like, I literally was there not 45 minutes, and then it happened. But yeah, he was in my life my entire life. He was a great man, and he will be missed. So I've been dealing with that. I've had yesterday. I've never get in car accidents. I've never been in an accident before. But yesterday, I was on the highway. We have this bridge near where I live. I was going down the bridge, and the person in front of me slammed on their brakes, and we were going downhill on a highway on a bridge. I slammed on my brakes, and boom! I hit the back of her car, and it was most insane. That was intense. Like I hit the back of her car. Jumped up the way I jumped up out of my seat. Like the way I hit, all my stuff went flying forward. I jumped up out of my seat. I hit the side of the side of not the window, but like where it bends up. I hit that beside of my head, and it hurt. And also I was like turning the wheel, and I turned the wheel right, but I couldn't leave my lane, so I turned back to straighten it, and I guess and after I hit her, I guess I kind of overshot it, and I slammed into like the guardrail, and I drove the guardrail, parked, and then the cop came and all that. And yeah, my car, for all intents and purposes, is totaled, because, like I said, I never thought I would ever cause an accident. I hit her from behind, so although it was like impossible to anticipate this, I think it could happen to anyone. I am considered at fault because I hit her from behind. So, and maybe a little over a year ago, because my car has been paid off, and it's I didn't want to, over the years, you pay so much in insurance that you end up, darn near paying for a whole new car. So I went down to liability. So now that it's my fault and I hit somebody, none of the repairs are going to be covered. I talked around with collision people about how much it's going to cost to fix it. It's the value of the car. So pretty much I have no car. So it's kind of funny that a few weeks ago I was talking about how I got money in the bank, my car's paid off, all this stuff. Now look at me, car's gone. So I took on my bike so I can bike around a little bit, but I gotta figure out what I'm doing there. Also, I've been looking into like buying a home, like getting a mortgage and all that, but that's definitely on the back burner now. All the money I had saved is gonna go towards getting a new car, because I don't want to, especially after getting in an accident on the highway. I don't want to bring a bike on the highway. I don't want to be riding that all the time and put myself at risk. The first thing I was thinking when I got hit was number one. First I was thinking, oh my goodness, am I okay? Because I slammed my head pretty hard, but I've been okay. I feel fine, which I'm grateful for. And then my second thought was, is she okay? Because there was a woman driving the other car, so I jumped out of mine because I didn't want to be on the highway. I jumped out and over the side, so I was safe. Then I walked to her car and she was okay, and she was fine. So I was happy she was fine. But then my next thought was, if I was on my motorcycle, I would have been dead. Like, there would have been that would have been it. I would have been gone. So I'm grateful I wasn't. Yeah, I'd never ride a motorcycle on the highway. I'm from a small city. I'll ride my bike through the city, but I would never be going like 55, 65 or anything like that on the highway. And I've never been in an accident, but after being in this accident, that's why. I would never want to be in an accident like that on a bike. That would have been it. I would have been gone. And yeah, I intend on living a long time. I enjoy living. So I'm going to be extra careful from here on out. But, yeah, as far as the housing thing, that's on the back burner. I could probably still get a place. But one of my big hopes is to own a place. Not just have one that I own, but I have to make payments on. I want to actually own it outright, like have it paid off. So I'm gonna have to reassess my strategy and save a lot of money and try to figure out how I'm gonna I would love to own a home by the end of my 40s. I'm 30 now. I would love to own a home by the time I turn 40. And I mean own as in like no payment. So this is a setback. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm going to fight through it. I'm going to try to find some more interesting videos. I've been struggling to find, like, I seen the submarine thing happen. Wasn't worth a full video. I'll just say now that the first way I even found out about what happened with the submarine, where if you're not aware of what happened, majority of the world is, but some rich people went to go see the Titanic in a submarine and unfortunately died because it imploded. And the first exposure I had to this was people making memes and making jokes about it. I'm all for joking around, but like, some people died. The one kid was 19. Like, these people have family. Like, I'm not trying to high road anyone but come on. Like, I don't find that funny. I don't find people dying. Oh, well, they're rich. Who cares? What do you, like, I don't understand. Like, guys so jealous. Like, I get it. They have money. Who cares? That doesn't mean I want them to die. That doesn't mean I'm happy when they die. Like, it's just not cool. Like, relax. Is my opinion on it. Like, I feel bad. Yeah, that's why it wasn't worth the full video, because it was just aggravating. I was reading through the comments of people, and they're like, oh, we just need to get the rest of them in there. Get Elon Musk in there. Get Jeff Bezos in there. I'm like, so this is, like, distasteful. Like, I more just feel bad for them. I feel bad for the family, and it's unfortunate. Everyone makes mistakes. I made a mistake yesterday. If I died in that, people would be like the same way. They'd be like, oh, well, we need to get more people who are dumb like him to do that. Or if I was rich, all of a sudden, oh, well, we're glad this happened. It's like, and I find it, and the other thing I find it funny how people will, Kobe Bryant, when he died, people acted like their family member died. They were extreme. A lot of people were upset, making posts about it. It's funny how when he dies, it's a huge tragedy. But when these rich people die, oh, well, they didn't play basketball, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, they did nothing for me. They were just a problem, so screw them. It's like, none of these people did anything. Well, okay, they played basketball, you enjoyed watching it, okay. Like, that means that their life had more value than someone else's. Like to this level where you can go from from liking them, from like being upset that they died, to being happy that they died. this is not how reasonable people think. This is not how reasonable people act. And I would definitely say with my grandpa's passing, it doesn't. I just think about all the nice things he did through my life, and it does inspire me to try to do better in life. And I would definitely say that not being morbid and being so like just disrespectful towards other people is definitely one way I'd like to honor like his like the good stuff he did through my life and the good energy he put out. I want to put out good energy. So yeah, I don't have time for these memes and stuff. I'd be reading them and I'd just be shaking my head. I'm like, some of them are kind of funny, but I'm like, but then I think about it. I'm like, these are people's lives we're talking about. These people had families. The one kid was 19, which I really feel bad for. He's like, I don't find it funny. Like it's just not a positive thing to me. That's not good news. So, I didn't want to talk about it too much, but I will try to find more content. I'll try to find more experiences to talk about, and I'll see you guys in the next one.